I figured that it would be a good time and a good day to play me a little bit of Escape from the Tarkov, because it's neat. Sure is neat to play the video game. That's what I always say. Always, every time I say it, I say that. And ain't that just the truth? I did a little bit of questing on my own. Just a bit, though. And I found the singular keck tape that I was missing to make Lavatory Level 3. And I also found just enough fleece to complete the Hall of Fame. That is so loud. Dog tags, small trophies, and large. What do you mean trophies? What on earth do you mean? Oh! Well then. I guess that's what I mean. What is that? Forklift key? Why is a forklift key? Oh, whatever. But now I can. Actually, I just remembered I have some stuff in here that I should take out of it. Key. Key. SSD. Dog tags. It's just gonna auto sort that. That. Grandpa Fishy. And I have Matt. And I know I have somewhere in here I should have. Huh. Hold on, can I search? I guess I don't. I guess I don't. I guess I don't have that. I thought I had another one of my friend's dog tags. There we have it. Now, all of these other things. I mean, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. It's whatever. I wonder what that's even going to look like in there. Oh, nutrition unit ready to upgrade? What? That's fun. I guess I needed another relay and I got it. Holy crap. I'm going to turn down the sound effects. Why is it like this? Interface volume. Hideout volume? Save that. That's much better. That's much better for me. And as I thought, Cultist Circle. What is that? HK. Assault Rifle. And what is that? That's a pretty nice grip. I suppose I will take them. Once that decides to go in my inventory. If it's gonna time me out, bring me back to the menu, isn't it? Okay. Now, in the meantime, I've been having a good bit of fun with this here shotgun. It's pretty just like normal, but it works. Back ender. Yep. There it is. There it is. Okay, so as soon as it lets me back in, I can. Right, I can check my quests, see what I have. See what I have that I can, like, do. And see what is up. See what's up, honestly. Dang, this is taking a while. Video game? You alright, video game? How you doing? You feeling all okay? I don't think video game's feeling okay. I think video game needs to needs to try and wake up again. That's what I think. There, launcher is opening. Boy, howdy. Launcher is attempting to open. Oh no. Hang on, let me see if is it my internet? Sometimes the internet is being weird. Holy moly, the launcher is not opening. It's not loading. That's bad. I'm gonna try swapping Wi-Fi sources. Sometimes that helps. There we go. Reconnection successful, and the launcher is opening. That is a marked improvement. Yeah, I think it was my internet. My internet was being weird. And now it's being normal. To a certain degree. Hey, the game's opening. Here we are, here we are. Oh, there we go. There's the music. Any second now. I'm sure of it. Yeah, there it is. Now I can take that pretty looking new gun out of my circle. Yes, that's the word. Take that out of the circle, and then I can check what tasks I need to complete. I've really been side questing because there's a bunch of side questy kind of stuff that yes, there we go. Now it's working. Now it's working very well. Yeah, but there's a bunch of side questy kind of stuff. Special events. Prestige. Oh. Blue or green? I like green. Hammer and scythe. Orange paint. Forgotten echo of battle? Um, I don't know. I like the standard ones. It's familiar. And it seems like I have everything that I would need. Except perhaps a gun that would do a little more in a pinch, but don't worry about it. Right, needle in a haystack. That I'm certainly gonna be looking this up because sometimes it's surprisingly unintuitive. Now in front of the Terror Group building. That I know. In the courtyard park. Right, what am I looking for there though? What am I actually, am I just going there? I mean, I guess I can do that. Yeah, there's only one thing I need to do there on ground zero. And that's go to the courtyard park. Yeah, this vest doesn't carry as much, but I kind of don't need it to. Because shotgun. But I like that it has a 4 slot. So that way, if I wanted to, I could carry a grizzly in my rig. And by if I wanted to, I mean if I had one. For now, though, the only grizzlies are the ones in that gun and in my pockets. And all the, it's also in my pockets. Yeah. Beautiful. Why do I have a scav backpack? Why do I have a scav backpack? Why do I... it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think what I was doing is... Yeah, no, what I was doing is I went into a raid, no vest and no backpack, and I just found them. and kept them. That's what I did. Yeah, I finally finished that shady contractor quest. I just didn't quite know which car it was, and I was checking a ton of them. Never the right one. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, really? It's just right there. Well, this is kind of perfect. Oh, that's Oveflix. Okay. I thought it was grapefruit juice. Oh, I was scared. That's scary. I see movement, but I don't see them. Gosh, this is really spooking me to an unreasonable degree. Got the first raid of the day jitters. Are you serious? Why is my gun not shooting? Why is it not shooting? What on earth? I think I know what happened. I was messing with my keybinds, and I accidentally bound something to left click. Controls. Fire. Oh my gosh. Great. Very cool. Holy dude. Just why? Just why? I need some found and raid noodles for that one task for Jaeger. Oh, that's what that sound is. I keep getting spooked thinking it's grenade pins. It's my shotgun shells. Oh, right. I turned off continuous medkit healing because all it was really doing is... That's why he didn't shoot me. But all it was really doing is making it so that I couldn't use my gun for an extended period of time without, like, hoping and praying. Oh, you also got a shotgun. Oh. Let's see, you got the S-Formance slugs. Yeah, these ones. Hey, those are pretty nice. Absolutely no penetration on that. Well, not none, but almost none. But like, shotgun. I think I might get to go. Excuse me. I think I'll go check out Emercom first. I know it's not going to be my extract because it spawned me too close. Yeah, Nakatani. That's what I was doing, messing with my keybinds, is I was rebinding so that instead of double tapping O to see the exits, it's the opposite. You single press O to see the exits, double tap to see just the time. Because if I'm looking, it's because I want to see where I'm going. I'm not going to just be checking the time. CX4. I don't think I can buy those. Is there something on that table? No. No, there isn't. Oh, nice. Yeah. Then I just gotta get on over to that there group building. Scared me. What's this? PPE? Personal protective equipment. One might say that guns are a form of PPE. Oh, subtask completed. I'm here. I need that. That, I think, is good. 5.56 ammo. But I forget. What is this? Okay. I mean, maybe, who knows? Oh, 4 plates? Why, don't mind if I doodly do. How big are these? How big? How big are these plates? Oh, 6. I'll take... Wait. Juke? Okay. Okay, no. That's heavy and also only for specific ones, and I'm not gonna really use those. Subtask completed. And while I'm here, check out the inside of this here tower group. Because I like it in here. It's nice. Lots of stuff, lots of people. Lots of little guys waiting to get shot. Ooh, plot development? Character growth even? I have ended my unbounded beef with... I need that. With 20 gauge shotguns. It fully was just a skill issue. Let's see. Come on. Tell me about yourself, you. 12 points. Okay, I don't actually know. Those are pretty good. They're like decent. What's that I heard? Nothing. Sure. Those are 9x18s. Okay, those aren't great. Those aren't cool enough for me to take. Some more. Okay. Well then, I'll certainly take that. I'm getting pretty chonky. Be full. Evasion armband? Sure, I already have one, but I'll take it. Those are expensive. I'm putting that there. Expensive and rare. I've never seen an armband just hanging out. They're always on somebody and you can't take it because it's on them. SMT. I love that. 10 Oh. Hang on, man. Get that out of here. I didn't want it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Is that a real hot rod? It sure is. Well, boy, howdy. Okay. I mean, I'll take them. I'll take the big WD-40s. Don't need that. Which is rechargeable battery. Don't really need. Check this suitcase here. And then I'll... Oh, that's smoke. That's good money right there. Toothpaste. I allegedly need that. I actually haven't checked to see if I do. I'll do a quick look around upstairs. Just what I was hoping for. A nice young man waiting to greet me and offer me some presents. Such as just a pistol. Just a pistol hanging out. That keeps happening to me. What's in here? Okay, just FMJ. That keeps happening. I keep finding these, like, full durability guns on scavs as their secondary. And the one that they're using as a primary is busted. So busted. Well, I know I need that. In fact, I can eat that right now. I need, for that same quest with Jaeger, some found and raid Iskras. I don't have quite enough. Well, no med bags today, huh? What's it? Fleece fabric. Ooh, fleece fabric. Fleece fabric. Oh, that's incredible. Get rid of that. Get rid of that as well. It's just FMJ. Fleece fabric, though? Incredible. I need so much of that, just a ridiculous amount. Just an absolutely crazy amount is how much I need. I'm not completely full on loot. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I mean, those are not hard to find. It's purple. Purple means good. I hear them yapping out there. Like somebody saw me. Might be getting a little buddy up here soon. I'm honestly so glad that the Christmas event is over. Not because I have no holiday cheer, but because I kept shooting Santa. And now I don't have to worry unless I'm playing with somebody else. It's like a friend. I don't have to worry. I just shoot. I look, I shoot. That's it. Look, shoot, loot. Okay, and then Nakatani. That's Emercom over there, right? Actually, I may just do car extract. It's right here. I'm right here. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You can't stop me. Just gonna level up, go over movement briefly while I'm waiting. Cause I gotta keep covert moving. If I'm ever gonna hit anything above level, what is it, 3?
That's more like it. Good one.
Fantastic. And that's one small step for a needle in a haystack. Now I get back there. Gotta sort through my stash. There's a bunch of stuff I got with the intention of selling. The traders. I know there's certain stuff that you could sell on the flea market for more money. Eh. Flea market doesn't give me friendship points. It's a good thing though that it did find some nice things that are gonna be worth money. Because all that dyeing I did the other day, kind of expensive. Okay. No. Analog thermometer. I scrolled past it, didn't I? Yep. I already have 2. But maybe I need those. Yeah, how many do I need of these? Just 2 ever. Okay. Oh, how about insect repellent? How about insect repellent? I know it's good for... Okay, so it's just for trading, is what you're telling me. Just for trading. Well, if I get Jaeger level 3, then I can trade for a grenade case with a bunch of insect repellent. That's good to know. Among other things, of course. Hydrogen per hydrogen peroxide. Also not necessary for any hideout upgrades or quests. But good for trading. Very good for trading. Injector case? What do you mean injector case? A level 4. Yeah, that would explain why I... Where have I been putting the blue tape? Tubular? Well, it's not really that tubular, is it? Yeah, it's a construction material. There we go, there we go. Oh, right in the headphones. And go there. Yeah, for quite a bit of stuff, I just sort of stick it wherever. If it can go somewhere, it will. Oh, right. Toothpaste. Toothpaste. I wanted to see if I should be hoarding that or not. Look it up. I should not, is what I'm being told. Is don't be. Oh. Oh. Mm-mm. Okay, I should not be. So I can sell that. See how much it sells for, honestly. That's another thing to look up. Classic matches. Yeah, no. No, those are really only useful for trading at this point, right? Hmm. Well, good to know. I mean, I can trade a bunch of them. A bunch of matches in general with Jaeger for fuel. But can I buy it? Can I just straight up buy it for money? But sausage and crackers. Good to know. Yeah, I can. Okay, so there's no reason for me to have and keep plastic matches then. Is there? It's like looking. Doesn't really seem like it. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like it. Okay then, that's good for me to know. Condensed milk. Okay, that I'm gonna sell. Tarcola, I need that to get another refrigerating case thing. That is just a gun part that I like to use. Okay, fleece, other materials. Oh, right, I keep that in there because I'm gonna probably eat it. Alright, how much have I... not much. Not much. That's how much of it I've used. Now, the question is, which of these do I want to be using? Because now I have both. Um, hmm. I mean, these are more accurate, is the thing. And they're lighter. So I think I'll be running those. I'll use the grizzlies I have in the gun already. Other than that, though. Oh, and let me check this out. What's up with this? A bull pup, you say? You say? 'Bull pup, 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 you say? 'Bu Bull pup. I don't quite see the resemblance between this and a bull or a pup, but I'll take the game's word for it. My guns. Okay. Just seeing if the guns that I have on the... Hang on a second. Let me see. Let me see. Let's buy item. Can I just buy these? No, I cannot. They don't go for very much on the flea market, but that doesn't super duper matter. Okay. I doubt. Go to my workbench. I want to use that can of coffee beans to make a nuts and bolts jar. Where is it? There it is. Nut can. Wondrous. It'll take an hour? Okay. Okay, whatever, dude. Whatever. Oh, how much does condensed milk sell for even? Okay, 15k. That's like pretty good for what it is. I don't know. And then noodles. Fabric, other materials. Ah, right, the armband. What's that? I forget what exactly I need that for. Armband? That's bound to be expensive. I'm not going to sell it to him, but are you serious? That's really not that much. It's really not that much. Yeah, I have 2 of them. And you can't drop them in raid. So can I list that on the flea market? Level 30. Okay. Well, considering it's a rare cosmetic item, I'm going to keep that. Because I'm level 20 right now. Level 30 is not insanely far away. You know, it's not like level 50. If it were level 50, I would sell it now. That looks like it could use some repairing. You don't say. Yeah. And the hit. Okay. Alright, this is looking nice. Alright, the HK. I got that from the, what's it? Right, Cultist Circle. That's where I got it. Okay. I'm a little bit heavy, a little chonky. I imagine it's the 14 kilogram body armor. And not much I can do about that. Scav backpack though. Scav backpack. I don't need modular pack. Here's what we can do. We can just checking to see if I can fit that anywhere. I cannot. I could probably put this in a bag though. Yeah. Wait, I thought I was wasn't I trying to phase these out? Yeah, okay, I want to get rid of that. The toolbox is like, okay. It's like, okay, if I wanna travel light, perhaps. Okay. Then lovely. Lovely. Right, I can sell that to the man of rag. And this one too. Let's make some room for it. There we go. Man of the rag variety. Now it's looking nice. That's looking nice. Tasks. Ely stack. Heart track on interchange and indoor children's playground. I know the indoor children's playground. Heart track, I think I know where that is. So, back to needle and a haystack. Interchange. The cart track is, oh, it's in front of the idea. And the playground is inside. Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit smart here and say there are some guys on interchange. They're a little more dangerous. I got a good feeling about that 45 USP 45 ACP pistol. I'm gonna see what I can do with one of those. Select. Oh, no, new build. Open. No, new build. No. Ah, is this intentional? New build. Shot. No, pistols. HK. Open the stock preset. Select. Great. Fantastic. What are just the basic things? Okay. Front sight. I mean, this seems pretty similar. It's just that one's a little bigger. Let's say, what's that? I'm not crazy about those kind of things. Yeah, like I like the ones that go like that because otherwise I'm gonna be aiming way off. Now what on earth is this? Barrel. Okay, that's the barrel. And decrease muzzle velocity, increase cooling. What about this? What's the difference between just the regular one and some others? This was the expert. So it's pretty much the same, just with worse cooling and better everything else. And the insiest bit heavier. And that does... oh. Doing a number on the ergonomics the more we go. Oh. But this one... There's room for a muzzle. Let's see about that muzzle. Tell me about yourself. For the protector, that's going to be plus ergonomics, right? For the durability. Now, sound suppressor. No, I don't need a pistol with a silencer. Okay. Okay. What's this? Is this for like a laser? It sure is. But tactical flashlight. With laser. On. Let's compare to just the tactical flashlight. Is this any lighter, perhaps, than the other one? Just barely. It makes so little difference. That's -1 ergo. That's also -1. Okay. It looks, I guess, worse than it is for ergonomics. Okay. Save as. Jasmine. Assemble. And buy parts. Oh. Dang. Just can't buy some of those. Devastating. Why can I not add to wish list from here? Why can I not do that? Why can I not? Why? Why? Why over 4? I ignore the parts that I'm missing. Does it make a pistol that I can actually use? Okay, I don't think it does. Is the thing. So, yeah, I don't have one of them. So put that on instead. Dang. Is that not? No, that's a different reflex sight. Okay. Now, that is the one that I. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Excuse me. Sir. Sir. Excuse me. Excuse me. No. Get out. Get out. Um. Where's the. There it is. Disassemble. There's so many options. Goodness. Traders. Mechanic. Sell that to mechanic. Get it out of here because it's busted. Now builds. Open. Install. Jasmine. Open that. Assemble. And assemble. Discard the changes. But there. That's close enough to what I was doing. All it's missing is the nicer barrel and the scope that I wanted. Now, if only I could add things to the wish list from the weapon build menu. I don't think I can, like at all. Yeah, open her up. Okay. Red dot sight mount and tactical 129mm threaded barrel. Oh, good lord. There it is. And add that to wish list. Now found. Unload. Okay, so 45 ammo. Um, I figured, yeah. Oh, good, I do have more mags for that. Oh, that one's even nice. That's great. That's great. And get one in there loaded. Now, here it is. Oh, actually, no. Just do a link search for ammo. Laser match. You tell me that's $1 per bullet? Good gracious. Peacekeeper level 2, and I can get task completion. Which task? Whatever. Here, give me 70. Yeah, I figured that would be about the right amount. That. And there, I should be good. I think. Light heavy. I mean, yeah, that looks good. I think I should be careful though and bring something else with me also for a heavy bleed. Because I'm going to danger area. Put that there in case of emergency. And what else was I? What else was I thinking? In my thinky brain. I forget. Oh, right. No, I remember now. I'm very smart like that. Circle. Sacrifice. Dang it, I forgot I can't search in there. Okay. I want to sacrifice my drugs. Is there good and expensive oil drinker? At least you're self-aware, jeez. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, what can else can go in here? I don't know why the music is doing this. It's like overlapping with itself. Two of those? Maybe anything else I can. I don't know. Probably in metal nonsense. Sure, I'm comfortable with 2 weapon parts. 8 hours? Dang. Yeah, I think it's because I'm in the hideout. I guess I should be stockpiling more drugs to sacrifice. I'll keep that in mind. Interchange. 6:30 a.m. I'm ready. And just to remind myself, car track playground. Those are the places. I know I have that other thing that's like, yeah. What else is it called? Interchange big sale. Yeah, and that's got to be all in one raid by the looks of it. Okay, I'll take a look at the full size image. Floor 1. They're all on floor 1. Like, really? That's all. That's nice. Just I won't be doing too much crazy stuff. Hmm. Okay. So load on in there. And get where we're going. Got a lot of places to get to. There we go, starting. I was just gonna open that up to look at my stuff again, but like that's game actually hates it when you do that right before loading in. Hates it when I do that. I don't know if maybe its standards are just different for others. Probably are. My computer is not the most powerful and strong. It's not a towering beast of a man, with muscles chiseled from stone. It's a computer. Here we go, here we go. This is kind of not where I need to be. But I'll get there. I'm guessing I have Emercom. I sure do. Oh, hang on. I thought it was over there at the back, but I realize now that that wouldn't make any sense. I'm exactly where I need to be. So here's the cart track. There. And I get in here and over like that away. But inside, you know, will be a children's playground. Wait. I don't have a laser. I'm scared. I'm very much scared now. There, needle in a haystack. Now. Time for a big sale. On the first floor. Which is where, actually? Right, it's over this way. The actual mall area. Yes. Okay, here's Trend. And I hang out right here while I look at my map. Where's Trend compared to everything else? Okay. Should be just over this way. Another store. Like right there, I think. No, it's over here, the Costin. Big sale happening. Big sale. Oh, just such a big sale. Oh, that's a really big sale happening over there. That's a real big sale. I think I can keep going this way, make my way. Bit of a circuit. Oh, there's the avocado. Oh, I'm a little bit surrounded. There's one down. It's another one shot, but not down. I may not have the greatest aim, but I do have a gun. You stupid, Phil? Yeah, sure, right back at you, pal. Yeah, what do you have? Just gonna check. Make sure you don't have anything really cool on you. Like noodles. And you saw me, huh? I can't tell. He said that like just as he was dying. No, he didn't. That was his friend. Uh-oh, tracers. Even 5, okay. Hey, I know those words, some of them. I'm just trying to shop, man. Wait, where did he go? Oh, there he is. Nope, that's not where he is. I'm silly. What even was I doing? Okay, quite obviously that was not great. I was doing okay for a while. And then I wasn't very quickly. I let myself get spooked. That's what happened. Okay, so I can go back to interchange and yeah, I can go through the main entrance this time. Do my quick little circuit. I think this time I'll just bring an SMG. Nice. Oh, great. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, actually. That's actually perfect. Just with just what I was hoping for. Just what me, the doctor, ordered. Because I am a doctor. I have a medical doctorate, and this is and always has been true. Okay. MPX. Get the Uzi max out of this thing. Because this is not an Uzi. And I don't need them in here. Great. Love that full. MPX. Yes. And can I do filter by item? Can I get this anywhere? Mechanic level 3. Okay. I can't even buy mags on the flea market until level 25. Okay, so in the meantime, this is what I'll be running. Is 2 full-size mags. And what, dang it, I gotta pull up the headphones tier list again. M32 is where on there? M32. 61 sprint hearing distance. Excel. Okay, that's better. Apparently. Allegedly. Tactical sport. 63. And Sordin. Also 63. Okay. So, of these, that one's the worst. And the rest of them are just as good as the others. Looking like he could use something on his face. Now that's some fashion. And rather lightweight. Not anymore. But actually, just kidding. because it's just the stuff in the backpack. It's doing that. It's just the backpack stuff. Yeah. Now we're good. Yeah, that other plate carrier was really heavy. Okay, so we're gonna repair these. We're gonna repair these. I was wondering what was wrong with the armor. It's that it's broken. And now we're good. Now we're better. Now we're grooving. We're grooving, we're schmoving. We're pretty neat. That's what we are. And we are in need of some medications also. Light, heavy, pain, break, second heavy blade just in case. I can have these repaired? Are you for realsies? That's a little bit silly. Could you repair my sunglasses? It's really important for my look. I mean, for my armor. There we go. And that's lighter as well. Now, feud and water. As for those. Just like that. Ah, right in tasks. There was... It was Jaeger that wanted it, right? No. Yes. Yes? Yeah. Yes, traders. Jaeger. Turn them in. Turn them in. Now it's complete. Work smarter. Ooh. Secret. Heavily. Holy jeez. Oh, shooter. 40 me. Oh. Okay. Okay, you. Okay, you. Iron sights. Okay, back to interchange. 9:30 a.m. this time. Ready. Looking good, feeling good. Hat looks a little bit silly, but that's perfectly alright. It's allowed. It's entirely within my rights. Oh my goodness. I should find my book. I should get my book. My book. Where is she? Book. Ah, there it is. Now I must find, yes. Yes. What was even last happening? What was even last happening in our story? Of secretly pregnant by the tycoon. What even, it's been so long. We're on page 40, chapter 4, I think? Chapter, yeah, that's chapter 4. What even? Ah, right. I remember now. So, this lady, right? She's pregnant. For a while? It's pretty secret. Whose baby is it? The tycoon's, of course. What even? Get out of here. Get out of here. But whose baby is it? It's, of course, the tycoon's baby. And she thought she couldn't get pregnant, and that's why it was a secret. But she was like, pregnant? No, I'm something else. But then she found out. And she said, oh, you mean I'm secretly pregnant by the tycoon? And now here she is, in London, trying to be like, hey, I'm having your baby. And that's like it. And now they're going to talk about how she's having the baby. There. Right. Here it is, yeah. She was worried for her baby. If Matt said he would have nothing to do with them, she could provide everything her child needed currently. But money didn't last forever. Life could change on a dime. She knew that better than anyone. Her family's wealth had dried up with her grandparents. The house in Toorak was all that was left of a fortune she had never seen, and even that was gone. After her parents' untimely death while she'd still been at university, Hannah had been forced to sell it. Still, she was confident she could be smart and plan for change as best she could. Other thoughts had her far more anxious. What would she do when her child grew and asked about his father? Would she lie to him or tell him the truth and watch it devastate him? He would hate Matt. Well, she would make sure he would never miss him, that Matt never got the chance to see him. She would protect her baby from him with everything she had. She would never speak his name again. Girl is spiraling hard. Also, she's just suddenly decided the gender of her child. I don't. Actually, maybe she already knew that it was going to be a boy. I forget. No one needed to know about how she had thought about him and wondered how he was, or that she would sometimes close her eyes and picture him kissing her belly, even when she felt unattractive, especially then. Those were her secret thoughts, things she hadn't even told Emma. She never again wanted to rely on a man to make her feel beautiful or seen. None of it would matter if he turned his back on their baby. Is it gonna actually load me in, or is it gonna just... Is it waiting for me to finish the chapter? Is that what it is? I don't think it is. Not responding. Just kidding, it is responding. here I am. Once again. Back at it. Another lipstick tutorial. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to mind. It's a bird. Gosh, stop it. Don't do that, birds. Please. I thought that was a person. It's just a random thing. It's just one of those things. Whatever these are called. Stanchions? I don't think so. Okay, but that's the ollie entrance. That's the main entrance. No sense in going into the ollie when I'm going to the main entrance, really. Yeah, right. There's the ollie entrance. And here's the main entrance. And we're lagging. And we're not lagging. Good. I like it when it's not lagging. That's my favorite part. This is honestly like I am in full auto. Because I just saw some guys hanging out together. You don't know what you know what it means when there are guys hanging out together. Can I get some more frames, pretty please? I would like some more frames to see with my eyes. Oh, here he is. $20. Okay, I'll leave that. I'll leave that in. I'll check, because sometimes they just have injectors hanging out in their pockets. More money. Fewer than 5? Yeah, okay. It's reloading time. As I thought there was one more. Was one more. Is even another? I don't see him, so. I'll take your slugs. Can't use them today because I didn't bring a shotgun. But you know. Oh, right, I don't need those the quest anymore. So I like this thing. This is nice. Oh, and there's another one. I didn't get him. Where did he? No way, he's dead already. I didn't. There's that. Yeah, he did die. Bye, buddy. He's like a decently sized backpack. Yeah. Oh. Hello. F-15. Okay. So I get a little bit more. Where I need to. A little money. That's a car, not a person. Good thing I didn't shoot. Puppy noise is freaking me out. There we go. That's a good bit more now. Now, time to go shopping. Dino close. Friend. It's right here. Okay. There's Costin. Yeah, I'm bird moding. Big sale. Bizarro. I'd like some privacy, please. Okay. Pull up the map. See Bizarro. Okay. So if I run down, get to Avocado, go around the staircase, turn right, turn left again at the Adik. Let's see them. Oh, oh, this is like a scav spot. There's so many. I'm gonna look at the map again. Okay, I'm in the right way. So if Pretty Lights is to my right, which it is, I keep running this way. Oh shit, where is he? Oh, there he is. Stop the painkiller. You're fine. 20? Okay. Heal a little. Heal a lot, actually. I see why he was being so dramatic. Okay. Sure, I don't really know what that is. There's always the off chance there's something cool in the rig. That's nice. Good thing I looked in there, because... oh boy, that would have been very bad. That's cool. Can I go to the avocado now? I can. Go around this way. And I think I went the wrong way. This is the way to go. Hot brand, yeah. Here it is. There. Should be the last one. Exhale. And then I just have to go home. Okay. Where do I have Emercom? Railway. Okay. That is not too far. I just don't want to have to do this again. That's why I'm leaving now. Even though I still have a bunch of time. Don't I? Yeah, 21 minutes. I've never been here. Why do I suddenly have no frames? Okay. And I can loot a little bit around Scav Camp. It's usually decently empty around here. As far as scabby guys go. But hey, maybe I'll find some of those. Nothing. Golly, I get that I didn't go here first, but you'd think there would be something. Oh, it's closed. But this is not. I almost just started going this way fully, just based on habit. Like, no, this is a pit stop. Don't be a silly. And just remembered I need to eat. It's a good thing to remember. It's not a threaded barrel. I like that. I might wear that. I might wear that. That's silly. I like it. Okay. No more really places to search. Now I can start heading into railway. Now how much time? 17. Can pass under here. Good to know. Just gonna check 10. Oh, while I'm here. There. Now. Depending on how close or far I am from... Like, if I look over this way... Oh, I can see it. It's right there. It'd be a shame. It'd be such a shame not to go check it out. Railway camp is just over here. It's just an itty bitty detour. Just an eensy weensy little detour. And besides, I'm not gonna be coming back to interchange for a little while. I've gotta go quest on other locations. You know, what if I just found some nice little things here? You never know. Maybe I'll find some of those gun parts that I just wish listed. You really can't tell. Ammo boxes on the ground. In the chair. 2mm PSTM, I don't know what that is. HP. Yes. 5-7. Don't mind if I do. Those look interesting. Um, level 3. 5 by 39. 50 BMG HP. Oh, right, and these are actually not terrible. Those are level 2. Usually 9 by 18 doesn't have like any level of penetration. Be wearing a tank top and they shrug it right off. Uzi suppressor, night vision monocular. Sure. What is this? I have no idea what that is. What about that? I think that's a that's a dovetail sight. What is this? Oh, okay, sure. Whatever. I'll decide whether I want it when I get back. Wrench. A wrench. Do not mind if I do. PCB. Actually need a good amount of those. That's some sugar. Sure is. Oh, nail. Okay. Now I'm feeling much more content with my haul. But there's still more to explore, you see. More HP. SPP? What is that? Excuse me, sir. Who are you? And there are so few. So few in that box, too. That I'm inclined to believe those must be very good. Otherwise, the game wouldn't bother doing that. Oh. Oh, I thought it was a broken LCD. I mean, I'll still take it. Ophthalmoscope. What is that? Syringe. Elements. Anything on the shelves here? Oh, more piles of meds. An ACL. What is that? Is that saline solution? Yeah, it is. Don't mind that. Duffel bag was a mimic. Just had to be sure. Bolts. And a thermometer. Nice. Ah, and an injector that I almost missed. Great. Okay, now I can leave. Now I can leave. I'm confident that I've certainly got my time's worth out of this. Now time for the chonky trudge. Do I regen stamina faster when I'm moving like this instead of walking? I believe I do. At the very least, it feels faster. And I want that covert movement. Let me even just check on it. That's the wrong one. Skills. Covert movement. Okay, I'm halfway to level 4 almost. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, da, 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 da. Making my way downtown, walking fast, face fast from home. Hey, there it is.
Nice move.
Thank you.
I need some fucking meds.
No, we already
Good
found
one.
this. Good one. Yeah, good. Oh, you were joking. I see.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
Nice work, fella.
Well, thanks. You too. You too, you.
Marvelous.
Aw.
Don't fuck up.
Hey. Hey.
Nice work, fella.
Okay.
Nice work, bitch.
Hey. You too. Is it safe? But gee, I don't know. I don't know about this. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Cover me, you wackos. Cover me, fuckers. Man, you're fucked.
Yay! Task Big Sale is ready to be completed. And now I gotta keep doing more needle in a haystack stuff. But my nut bucket's ready. Nut cup? I don't know. It holds a bunch of stuff though. There, needle in a haystack back on there. Streets. Hmm. You know what? Streets is less scary than Shoreline for me right now. It's scarier for my computer, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, nut can. There it is. got I got a decent amount of thing stuffs. Nice. Very nice. And I'm inching ever closer to level 21. I'll have to check on my MPX. I think that's what it's called, the gun. The gun itself, an MPX. I do believe that that is the case. I believe, 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 love, love, love. See, I just know the second I crack open my book again. I know the second I crack open my book again, I find my place. Right. There it is. Right. Secret thoughts. None of it would matter if he turned his back on their baby. Right. Hannah placed a hand on her belly, reveling in the little movements she felt. I'll make sure you're loved. You will always be able to trust me, I promise. As if her baby had heard her, she felt a little kick and chuckled to herself. Ho ho ho! But a knock on the door shattered her quiet moment. She padded over to her room door, pulling it open. Matt. She wasn't surprised that he'd been able to come up to her room without her knowing about it. There wasn't much he could do that would surprise her. How would she know about it before he knocked on the door? Did she tell the hotel staff to call her? Like, hey, if you see this guy, call me and tell me ahead of time so I have time so I can mentally prepare or something. Holy smokes, though, yeah, okay, go in the hideout. I want to get more of those nut cans so that I can use them for storage in my hideout. And get items. There. Now, there it is. I'm curious. Can it go? It can't go in these. Can't. Yes. There we go. Beautiful. Now, clean. Moustache. Dr. Lupo's what now? Coffee beans. I'm gonna see. Yeah, Dr. Lupo's coffee beans. Tell me about these. Okay, quest collector. The only thing that wants that. So, what I'll do, ophthalmoscope. That goes in tools. Power bank, electronics. Yes. Those can go together. And then I think oh no. That's another tool. There. Oh, but actually, yeah, I'm gonna do a price check on those. And on the sugar, actually. Okay, keep the sprats, because I'll eat those. There. Oh, I'm silly. I meant that one. And then, can I buy this? Oh, I sure can. Okay, good to know. How about this? Hmm. Okay, so Peacekeeper level 2, and I can get that. And like a bunch of people sell it. How about this? I feel like I have a ton of them. Oh. Well then. Hmm. Okay, so I can just straight up buy those already. And what about this? Can't get them anywhere, and people want euros for them, like all the time for some reason. Cool. I didn't check these out. This is what do you think? I don't even know what those go with. Okay. Now, beef stew. Raiders. Therapist. Help me out here for a second. Mechanic. Hey, what do you make of these? Hmm. What you make of them is a small amount of money. You got it, Chief. I grabbed that, I thought. And I need more racers. Mr. Mechanic sells them. Does Skier sell them also? No. Does Jaeger sell them also? Because if he does, I'll buy them from him, but he doesn't. No, he sells the really shitty gun. Well, looks like we have a deal, good sir. Looks like we have a deal, good boy. My little snugglebug schnooky poo. Can I have some more, actually? I didn't remember how many I had. I had 9. I thought I had 6. Okay. Then I just need something to drink to bring with me. I'm running out of those. I should keep in mind. Okay, I think I should bring both of those apple juice. Drink one as soon as I get in. I'm gonna check. Go to Jaeger. How much more stuff do I need before I can get the get me another one of these? 5 more hot rods, 1 more tarcola, 3 more herrings, and 4 more squash. Okay, so that's pretty far away to be honest. Right, hideout. Hideout. I don't think I'm making anything else that needs to have the generator on. I'm not. Turn that bad boy off. Well, time for prayers. Time for so many prayers. So we're going to streets. And I do have low resolution enabled for streets, but like, is that gonna be enough? I don't know. I really don't know. What I do know is I need to get to the playground. I'll close my map of ground zero to make it easier on good old computer. There we go. And let's have a good old looky-do at this. This here map. Mapperini. Okay. So it's right by the scav extract sewer manhole where I need to go. Also right by the PMC extract crash site. And I've already been here a couple of times. My bestie, Malum underscore Udex. But I was not the one looking at a map. I was letting him do the work on that part. So hopefully I've retained enough from our misadventures together that this will be swift and smooth. And now chapter 5. May I come in? Anna was torn. She didn't know if she wanted to let Matt in, but she couldn't bear to leave things as they were. I get that she has like pregnant hormones, but you invited him over, let him in. She needed his answer about their baby. Fear was a powerful thing, and it coursed through her. She did not know if this would be the last time she would see him, if he would reject her child. It didn't matter to her that their best friends were together. Their best friends are dating? What? If Matt didn't want this baby, she would make sure he never saw her either. I just want to talk. His voice was still calm, but he seemed tentative. So Hannah held the door open and stood aside. The hotel room had seemed comfortable to her moments ago, but now, with Matt standing inside, it felt cramped, as though he took up all the space. She moved past him to sit on the armchair in the corner. It didn't help the ache in her lower back. God, this tension was going to eat her alive. She watched Matt pluck a pillow off the bed and come over to her. He eased her forward, and she gasped at his touch, as it made her whole body tingle. He placed the pillow behind her back, and she could tell from the look in his eyes instead of his jaw. But he felt something too. I think he feels the pillow. Whatever this was between them hadn't fizzled in their months apart. But things were different now. This wasn't a pause in reality, like his vacation had been. This was real life. He sat on the edge of the bed, as close as he dared get without touching her, and she hated that she wished he would. Okay. After a moment of neither of them knowing what to say, she saw him take a breath. You caught me off guard earlier, Hannah. She knew that. Her gut twisted with guilt, and yet she hadn't forgiven him. His accusations still stung. No, it said stung. Stang. Is that even a word? That stang. That stung. No, I don't think stang is a word. I think I just made that up. Wow. What am I even thinking of? I was thinking, I had a thought in my head for like 5 seconds and then it left. Right. Oh, right, yeah. The accusations, he accused her of like lying about being unable to get pregnant and or lying about the baby being his in order to trap him into paying child support or whatever. I'll be honest with you. I never wanted children. There it was. A buzzing erupted in her ears. She told everyone that he didn't want a child. There would be no reason why it would change now. What made her special enough to be the exception to his rule? She should never have come. Just hear me out. Matt was staring at her with his assessing gaze. What I wanted doesn't matter now. If this baby is mine, I will be in their life. He is yours, Matt, Hannah insisted impatiently. She couldn't help snapping, but she recognized Matt was attempting to be civil. They would get nowhere if they bickered. He? Do you know? There was a strange expression on his face. Sadness, maybe. Wonder or apprehension. No, I just have this feeling. From the start, it felt right to think of him as my little boy. Matt nodded. I suppose it's not a very scientific answer. Hannah was always logical. It had served her well in her career. Science and medicine were irrefutable. Feelings entirely fallible. Just like the feelings in her first real relationship. Okay, girl. How wrong she had been then. She didn't want to be that Hannah again. She hadn't been in a long time. Hearing Matt say he wanted to be in her baby's life made her heart soar, and that was terrifying. She needed to stick to the facts, and any happiness had to be reserved for her baby. Would you be opposed to us finding out for certain? He asked. Would she? It would probably make it easier. She still had to decorate the nursery in her flat in Melbourne. Everyone kept asking her if she knew what she would be having. It would be nice to have an answer. Hannah didn't care one way or the other as long as her baby was healthy. No, I wouldn't. Matt broke into the first real smile she'd seen on him all day, and it was every bit as potent as the first time she had seen it. It lit up his face, made his green eyes sparkle. Hannah realized the tension she had been holding for months had melted away. I'm glad. But I'm sure this isn't all you came here to say. No, it wasn't. He just didn't know how she would respond to the rest of it. Ooh, his POV now. I wanted to discuss how we would move forward. That's reasonable. After the paternity test, if the baby isn't mine... The baby is yours, Matt, she said irritably. Anger flared in her brown eyes. Just humor me, please. When she crossed her arms and fell silent, he continued. If the baby isn't mine, you will have a lot to answer for. I don't take well to attempts to trap me or use me. I've dealt with it enough, and it will be the last time. And if the baby is yours? She asked with a cocked brow. The threat should have made her nervous, but all he saw was defiance in her eyes. Then everything changes. How so? His voice dropped. His gaze became intense. If the baby is mine, Hannah, I will be in their life from the moment of that test to my very last breath. Matt watched her swallow thickly. He meant every word. The child needed a stable home, a father who understood his duty, someone who would provide for it. Know that there will not be any more of this traveling alone nonsense. He watched her roll her eyes. You can roll your eyes at me as much as you want. It won't change anything. What if something had happened to you and affected my child? He wanted his baby to have the privilege he'd had. A father who provided him everything his sister and him could have wanted. The best schools, a large house, a stable family. Okay, rich kid. Matt was determined that no child of his would grow up in a broken home. Half a home when he could provide a whole one. Will Hannah end up like your mother? A voice at the back of his mind questioned. He ignored it. Feelings weren't a priority. And they really are perfect for each other. They're both entirely emotionally, closed off. And it's weird how animalistically attracted to each other they were when they evidently don't care about their own feelings. Like the fact that they acted on the impulse to get together when they don't prioritize their feelings in any other way is kind of, it's a little weird to me. I don't know. Matt. Her eyes glistened, but he could see she didn't want to give in to those tears, and it made him want to know how big of a load she was carrying. I thought that said toad. The problem was that he was still stuck with the anger from being kept in the dark all this time. He still couldn't trust her. If this baby is ours, they will have everything they deserve. Everything they are owed for being mine. This is actually making me a little bit angry. Because, I get that he's I want my kid to have a good life because I can provide for that. Buddy, I get that you care about it because it's your kid, but, that seems kind of unrelated to the fact that this is a child in need. Maybe you should consider donating some of the money that you have to help children in need, because you evidently care about them. But whatever. Hannah closed her eyes, and when she opened them, the softness in her stare called to him. He reached over and took her hand in his. I didn't dare hope that you would feel this way. He wanted to ask her how she thought he would react, but it wasn't important. She needed to know what awaited them. Holy crap, the amount of time this is actually taking. The amount of time this is actually taking versus the amount of time that the game thought it would take. There's a lot we will have to do in a short time. The first thing will be a paternity test tomorrow morning. That soon? Yes. The uncertainty was like a sword suspended over his head. Any moment now it would fall, but as the day had progressed, and now with him sitting here with Hannah, he could no longer tell which wound would be greater, the baby proving to be his or someone else's. The idea that she might have been able to move on so swiftly from him made him want to rage, just as the thought that she would so callously manipulate him. And after? After, we convince the world that we were keeping this pregnancy quiet because it's our first child. We show everyone that we are a family. We'll start with a few small public appearances. Matt had it all figured out. He could control the narrative, make sure the media reported what he wanted them to. And once we have everyone convinced, we will get married. Married? Hannah all but yelled. Do you have a problem with being married to me? Of course I do! Matt, we had a holiday fling 7 months ago. I know, Hannah. I was there. That doesn't mean we should get married! What reason would we have for doing something like that? She sputtered. A baby? It was a suitable solution. The best way to give his child a stable home. A family that could springboard it to greatness. Maybe he could finally make his father proud. The thought almost made him laugh. Wanting any sort of validation would have been seen as a weakness by his father. A man doesn't get emotional, Matthew. It's a weakness. Control makes you strong. Remember that when you're partying your life away. A stoic, controlled family man. That was what his father had wanted him to be. It wasn't too late to try to be that man. Hannah made a choking sound. People have babies every day without being married or engaged, Matt. We're not even... Not even what? In love! I told you my baby would have a family, he said evenly. There was no way he would budge on this. No one would change his mind. And love wasn't essential. He knew better than anyone. She snatched her hand back from his, and he frowned at the loss of her warmth. How would this even work? I live on the other side of the world. I doubt you'd leave your company and move to Melbourne. You're right. I wouldn't. That's why you will be moving in with me. Yep, I figured it would be this trope. I figured it would be that trope of like, oh, you're having my baby. You're going to move into my house because I'm rich. It's like the Sims logic. Now it's Hannah's POV again. Hannah was sure she was going mad. He couldn't have just said that, could he? Move in? Matt, I'm leaving in a couple of days. Going back to work. What Matt was suggesting was outrageous. You will be staying right here in London, he countered. I can't just leave my job in Melbourne. You'll walk into another, I promise. I'm not working for you, Matt. I've earned my position. This baby won't change that. She didn't want his promises. She had worked damn hard to get where she was. Nothing had ever been handed to her, so even though Matt had a tech company that most software developers would dream of working at, she wouldn't accept his handout. Then don't work for me, but you're staying here with me. My child will have their father around for every moment of their lives. I won't be scheduled in. Oh, he was impossible. I appreciate that, but I have a life. When she was reluctant to abandon at the demand of someone else. And we can have one here together. Hannah awkwardly stood, too riled up to care about how ungainly she felt. She needed some space from him. I'm happy you want to be a part of our lives. Really, I am. But I can't just say goodbye to everything I know. My home, my friends, my job. But he was willing to be there for their child. Her baby could have things most people could only dream of. They wouldn't know a single moment of, not today, sweetheart, maybe next week. And with her as a single parent, that would be a real possibility for her child. She hated the thought of having to rely on anyone. Dang it, server connection lost. Not when she had worked so hard to succeed on her own. Still, it was undeniable that Matt could provide more. Be there to catch their child regardless of what they wanted to do. And he was exceptional in so many ways. He could be an exceptional father. Did her wanting to go home mean that she was being selfish? Would she be depriving her child and their father of a real future together? This was all too much. Yeah. Honestly, I'm willing to give her like a little bit of grace for not wanting to accept this offer right away. You know, and I understand like the emotionality that she's experiencing. Like, of course, her first thought would be, no, 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 we can't do that. That's too much change. You know, but it seems like she's warming up to it, and that means that she's being reasonable, I would say. Because, like, it's kind of the obvious thing. Like, he wants to be in the kid's life. His job is a lot more solidified, important. Like, I get it, girl. You like your job. You're good at it. You've been there for a while. He's the owner of the company. He kind of has to be there. Her head swam, and she slammed a hand against the wall to steady herself. Instantly, Matt was beside her, guiding her back to the chair. There was a concerned look on his sculpted face as he leaned over her. "This is a lot, Matt," she said. "I know it is, but we have to do what's best for the baby." She glared at him. Of course she knew that. She was the one carrying him. Her temper flared. She tried telling herself that he was only doing what he thought to be the right thing, even if he was being an arse about it. And he did have a point. A stable family was important. Her father had read to her at night when he tucked her in. Her mother had taught her how to drive. They'd taken turns bringing her to extracurricular activities. She could do those things for her child. That would all pale in comparison to what she and Matt could provide together. His name, his wealth would open doors for her baby to which she could never give him access. He was right. He could provide a great life. Except the part where they were in love. Love was something that just happened to a fortunate few, and she was just not one of those people. Hannah raised her chin defiantly. If we do this, I have conditions. I'm all ears. No marriage. We can have an engagement to see if this could work. We have 2 months until the baby arrives, all being well. We can try a 2-month trial period. But I need to think about it. I'm not agreeing to this now. She could see Matt thinking it over, a line forming between his brows as he studied her. It's a weird place for that chapter to end. Also, though, it's very interesting that, like, I don't know if they're going to cover this in the book. Love is not something that happens. I've read enough self-help books to know that love is something that requires consistent effort. The possibility of love is something that happens when you're like, wow, this person seems cool and awesome. But like actual love, that's a process. That's a decision making process and an effort that happens every day. So like, yeah, you can just make it happen. There. Now let's try this again. Reconnect. See if it works this time. Might take a couple tries. I think I'll spend more time on the loading screen than I will in the raid. But I wonder if they're going to address that in the book, or if they're going to be like, I was wrong. I was one of the lucky ones. I don't know. I mean, I guess some people are lucky in that they have to do less work to make a relationship work because their personalities already fit together pretty well and their like lifestyles. But that's different. That's not what she's saying. Right, chapter 6. Hannah had expected some sort of reaction from Matt now that she had agreed to consider his crazy proposal. She got nothing. Instead, his hands were braced on the armrest, crowding her. Slowly, he lowered himself to his knees. Have you eaten? What? You heard me. Now that she thought about it, the last thing she'd eaten was a small lunch before she had gone to Matt's office. Since she'd got back to the hotel, she hadn't been able to deal with the thought of food. Her stomach was in knots. There was no way she'd be able to eat. It was the last thing on her mind right now. She had just agreed to the possibility of leaving everything she knew behind her. Hannah, you might be carrying my child. I asked you a question. You already know the answer. It's fine, Matt. I'll get something in a bit. She should at least have had an afternoon snack, but it wasn't as though she was in the habit of missing meals. Today was an exception. She could take care of herself. You have a choice. Either I get us room service, or if you're up for a little walk, we could go somewhere. Matt had been so easygoing in Melbourne. She didn't know who was this high-handed, demanding person kneeling before her. Eating out did sound good, though. Maybe even a little air. Being so close to Matt messed with her brain. I'd like to go out. If she was going to eat anyway, she might as well go someplace nice. Matt nodded and stood, offering his hand to help her up. Are you okay? Yes. His touch made her feel as though she were holding on to burning embers. Except there was no pain. Just a licking heat that traveled over her skin. She tried to pull her hand back, but he held on tightly, and she allowed herself to enjoy this moment, to lean into the support he offered while it lasted. See, here's another one of those tropes where the woman tries to set up like a soft boundary, and the man just says, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I know what's best. And that's supposed to be like attractive, I think. Like she's trying to pull her hand away and he's like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. Like, I get it. That's a very like small thing, but that's indicative of a larger problem. Definitely one of my least favorite tropes. That specifically. She grabbed her bag and slipped the room key into it as Matt closed the door behind him. He was quiet as they made their way to the lift, as they stepped into it. Hannah wondered if maybe a bit of space between them might have been the better plan. The lift slowed and she tried to step away from him, but he wouldn't let her. The doors slid open and an old couple walked in. The impeccably dressed woman gave her a warm smile as she noted their joined hands in Hannah's belly. They must have looked like a real couple. Was this what it would be like, pretending for the world so everyone knew they were a real family? What about when the baby was born? Would they keep pretending? They finally reached the ground floor and Matt kept the doors open, letting the couple exit first before his voice penetrated her thoughts. Whatever you're thinking, don't let our situation spook you. Let's just take this one step at a time. He looked down at her and all she saw was a man who looked like the Matt who had spent nights in her bed. The Matt who, in just over a week, had been able to glimpse the real her. But this man had so much more distance in his eyes. Matt's POV. Matt could tell the cogs were spinning in her head. He knew what he was asking of her would be difficult, demanding even, but it would be best for the child who was possibly his. He led them out into the crisp evening air. People were milling about, and he had to ignore how good it felt to have Hannah with him in his home city. How he had missed this for months. How he had chastised himself for it. He'd never looked back at a fling and wished for more, except after he had left Hannah. Now more was upon him, and he would never have guessed it would happen like this, without a choice. Despite her possible manipulations, he was glad to see her, which frustrated the hell out of him. He wouldn't act on this attraction, not when he couldn't trust her. He might have a responsibility to the child, and that was all he would focus on. They reached a dimly lit Italian restaurant and were warmly ushered inside to their own private booth, where they ordered quickly and were left in peace. There was so much he wanted to talk about, and yet so little he could find to say. It seemed to him that Hannah was struggling for words that needed saying, so they settled for silence until their food arrived. He filled her glass with water from a carafe left on the table before filling his own, and took satisfaction in the fact that Hannah didn't spare a moment before spearing a raviolo with her fork. When he saw that she had almost cleared her plate, he finally asked the one question that he had wanted to all day. Why did you wait so long to tell me? There was no accusation in his voice, no anger. That had faded somewhat. Maybe she wasn't trying to trap him in a relationship, given how reluctant she was to accept his terms. But there had to be something she wanted. I didn't know until the end of my first trimester, and then I still couldn't believe this was happening. I didn't want to burden you if there was no reason to. He clenched his teeth at that. If something had happened to his baby, he would have wanted to know. Should she have kept it a secret? But then I saw the scan and I knew this was real. After that, I was scared, I guess, that you would reject us. I mean, we only spent a week together. I didn't want you to think that I'd manufactured this situation to trap you, given who you are, which is what you think anyway. I couldn't trust he would just be there. And there wasn't so much on my plate. And there was so much on my plate, rather. The exact opposite. The exact opposite of what I just said. Don't worry about that. Didn't you think I deserved to know sooner? Had anyone? Alex had said... Alex had said he'd try to convince her to tell him. He had that knowledge at least. I know you did, but Matt, we spent such a short time together. We didn't plan for this. A baby doesn't exactly fit your lifestyle. You don't even want a child. I still don't understand why you want to be a family. You wanted to shout that she should have taken the risk. It wounded him deeply that she hadn't trusted him enough to tell him. He reminded himself that those feelings were useless now. They wouldn't turn back the clock so they could do it all over. All that mattered was what they did now. Why wouldn't I want us to be a family, Hannah? Don't you think a child deserves that? Of course I do, but what am I supposed to think when you don't want a baby? Where I come from, Hannah, that wouldn't matter. What's important is having committed parents, and I plan to provide that if it's mine. With your plan, she said. Yes, I won't let you or this child now. I won't let you or this child down. I need you to trust me. I do. Don't just say the words. He cut her off, not wanting to hear an obvious lie or placation. If you did, you would have told me about the baby the moment you knew. But it's okay. I plan on proving to you that you can trust me with this child. If it's yours, she threw back at him through clenched teeth. Yes. He wasn't taking her at her word, but he also never shirked his responsibilities. Growing up, he'd seen the duty that came with being a parent, the immense sacrifices that had to be made. An image of his mother popped into his head, her soft smile, her life that had revolved around him and his younger sister. They'd been her everything. You know why? Is that what you want for Hannah? It wasn't. He hadn't wanted that at all. Exactly why he had never wanted his own family, and yet here he was. POV shift. Hannah heard his words, but she didn't want to believe them. It was easy to say she could trust him. Didn't mean anything. Hadn't she heard those words before? All that had happened afterwards was her heart breaking in a million pieces. Trust didn't come easy to her anymore, and as much as she wanted to reach out to Matt, to touch him and have him hold her, take care of their child, she couldn't trust him. She couldn't trust that he would go from not wanting children to just accepting theirs. No one accepted what they didn't want. No one. And this plan of his to be a family, he was never short of female company. Would he give all that up for a family life without love? Of course not. He would get bored. There was no doubt in her mind about that. So, would she then have to deal with him seeing other women? Something in her railed at the thought, but she had no claim on him. What about now? Was he seeing anyone? Maybe she could deal with all of it if he was discreet. After all, she couldn't be upset when they weren't in a real relationship. Her priority was her child and her career. That would keep her more than busy enough not to care what Matt was up to. Liar, a voice shouted in her head. She'd always care. Even now he affected her. Hadn't she looked at him looked him up on social media every time she'd missed him, when she'd seen him with breathtaking glamazons. She'd felt the sharp pang of jealousy. What the fuck is a glamazon? If she lived with him, that feeling would only get worse. Because how could anyone be in Matt's orbit and not be sucked in by him, by his easygoing nature? Well, that had changed since her arrival. She was definitely seeing another side to him, a harder, unyielding part that had been so well concealed in Melbourne. Would you like to go back to the hotel? Matt asked, cutting through the silence. Yes, please. We'll fetch your things and head home. I would rather have you somewhere I know the baby will be safe. No. No? She could see a mix of frustration and amusement on his face. Of course, she wanted to be closer to him, which was exactly why she shouldn't be. He was not going to dictate to her, and she needed a moment to think. I appreciate the offer, if you can call it that, but the hotel room suits me just fine, thank you. Stop being stubborn, Hannah. You're going to need to move in at some point. Possibly, but like you said, you want a paternity test first. So until then, I think I'm free to do as I please. Hannah could see a vein throb in his forehead. Given how high-handed he'd been, she couldn't bring herself to care over much. She wasn't a variable he could control. Let's go. Keep it out. Okay, thank God she's having some agency for herself. Like, oh, you want me to do this thing? Actually, no, I have free will. Thanks, though. Dang it, I'm actually kind of enjoying this book. Like, some of the writing is not bad, not good. Some of the writing is not good. But I think the character building is at least interesting. It's at least interesting, the characters that they're setting up. Rather, it could be interesting, depending on what they do with them. If they decide to just smush them together into a lovey-dovey happy family with no in-between of them, like, figuring out how to do that, then it'll be kind of meh. Like, you had something interesting. You set up all the dominoes, and then you just carefully swept them away and put them back in the box. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think this lady has at least enough writing chops to do something interesting. At least enough. Now, chapter 7. Matt paid for their dinner and escorted her back to her room, where he loitered, looking as if he wanted to say something more. It was probably best to say good night now. Thank you for walking me back. You didn't need to. His hand twitched as if he wanted to reach for her, but had thought better of it. I don't like that you're here alone. Good thing I'm fine with it, then. Hannah smirked. Matt shook his head. She could see he was fighting a smile. Hannah. Good night, Matt. She walked him to the door, holding it open as he walked through. He turned round, placing a palm against the doorframe. I'll be here early tomorrow to fetch you. I'll meet you there. Text me the address, Hannah countered. Can you not concede just this once? Matt closed his eyes as if he was praying for patience. She supposed he was. Meet me for coffee first. It'll give us a chance to talk. I hope she's not going to drink coffee. I hope you're not positing that she would drink coffee. She's pregnant. Meet me for coffee? Meet me for coffee? Like, I get that you can get other things at a coffee shop, but that simply the precise phrase of meet me for coffee implies that you're both going to get coffee when you get there. But, like, whatever. Fine. I'll see you then. Let me know where. He looked at her for a long moment before saying, I really would prefer it if you came home with me. Well, we can't always get what we want. We'll see about that. Ugh. 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 No. Matt walked into the coffee shop to find Hannah already seated at a table in the corner. The place was empty save for the staff. One call was all it had taken for them to open earlier for him. It meant they could get a little privacy before customers began to arrive. That's interesting. That's really interesting. How early is this early morning? If it's like 6 a.m., then the coffee shop, if it's like a normal one, would probably be open anyways. Are they meeting at like 4 in the morning for coffee? That's all I could think of is it. You said early morning, 4 a.m. Dang. If the game does not load this time, I think I'll just skip streets and do that when I'm not streaming because my computer will be under less pressure. Yeah. Taking the only other chair at the table to sit opposite Hannah, Matt noticed the dark circles under her eyes the moment she looked at him. He didn't have a chance to comment on her obvious lack of sleep because the waiter placed 2 cups on the table. The scent of his double espresso was enough to wake a sleeping army. He couldn't help but smile. I ordered for us while I waited, Hannah explained. I hope you don't mind. Not at all. It was a small thing, ordering a coffee. So why did the fact that she remembered his go-to order make his heart do something so funny? Before we go anywhere, I need to know if you're agreeing to my terms. Okay. So it seems like he at least does not have a double standard. He's like, oh, you're doing something to make a decision for me. Maybe that's like a weird, messed up love language of his, making a decision on somebody else's behalf. Hannah sighed, wrapping her hands around her cup. I know you want this, Matt, really, but I don't see why it needs to be this way. You're you. Even if I was in Melbourne, you could see your child whenever you want. Help me understand. Matt wanted to say it didn't matter, but then out of the window, he saw a woman stop by her pram and pick up her baby. A little boy stood beside her, holding up a dummy that he'd fished out of the seat cushion. The scene brought back memories of his own childhood. Dummy? What do you mean? Like a crash test dummy? Oh. British lollipop. Perhaps. Matt had never wanted this. Had told himself he couldn't have it. Not when he refused to put someone through what his mother had experienced. Yet now he could possibly have a child. Something he did not want. So why did it feel so good? It made no sense. He tore his attention away from the street, fixing his gaze on Hannah. Something about the way she looked at him made him want to talk to her. My father was a great man, Hannah. Widely respected, successful, stoic. He remembered him with no fondness. There were certain things he expected of us, perfection by his standards, but no less than what he himself gave. I can't say that I've lived my life in the way that a tailor should, and even though he's dead... You want to make him proud, Hannah finished for him. It's more than that. He reached across the table to take Hannah's hand, an instant spark crackling between them, she was determined to ignore. We're good together, Hannah. Don't you want to see what we could be? Chemistry like ours doesn't come along every day. It was the one thing he could use to leverage her decision. That, in an odd way, that feels cunning in a way that's like disrespectful to her intelligence. It's like he's making an emotional appeal to her because he doesn't think that he can reason with her. But also, she's in an emotional state, and he wants to do whatever it takes to get her to agree to what he believes is the best plan, which I also think is the best plan. Like, you seriously, you're gonna turn down a luxurious life for your future child because you like your job? Like, tough luck, dude. You have a baby. It's not about you anymore. If you didn't want to have a baby, you shouldn't have made one. It's your job now. Now it's her point of view. He was right. Their connection was special. It felt as if he wanted to continue what they had started in Melbourne. Maybe that goodbye at the airport didn't have to be an end. Maybe it could be a pause. If he wanted to be in his child's life and explore their connection, maybe it would be worth spending these next couple of months with him. Heaven knew how badly she wanted him even now. She was about to agree when the cafe door opened and a tall, sophisticated woman all but screeched Matt's name. A fleeting look of annoyance crossed his face as he closed his eyes and let out a small sigh. A tight smile formed on his lips. This wasn't her Matt. This was Matt with several feet of wall around him. Several feet of wall around him. Interesting way to phrase that. Is that like a wall that's several feet thick, or a wall that is several feet away from him and it's encircling him? I don't know the exact implication. I don't know the exact picture that this is supposed to create in one's mind. I truly don't. Despite neither of them inviting the woman over, she sashayed her way to the table, pretending not to notice Hannah at all. How are you? I saw you through the window and just had to say hello, she purred, touching Matt's arm. I did not know there were cat girls in this book. Hannah saw the shudder pass through him as he pulled away. Well, thanks, and yourself? Oh, just wonderful. It was so good to see you at the St. Michael's dinner. Or the St. Michael's dinner. I thought you'd call. I don't recall making any promises, Matt replied in a polite tone. It was nice seeing you, but I'm in the middle of something with Hannah. Matt turned to look at her. It was obvious he was dismissing the woman who only now deigned to look at Hannah. Sensing that Matt wanted the woman to leave, Hannah reached over and held his hand. His fingers locked around hers tightly. Yes, of course. Good to see you, she said awkwardly before leaving them in peace. Hannah wanted to ask what his aversion to her was. Objectively, she was stunning, and she'd looked at him with such blatant lust. But he didn't even check to see that she had gone. Curious. I'm sorry about that. He had nothing to apologize for. He'd shown less than zero interest, and when he looked at Hannah, she could see he only focused on her. Don't you want to see what we could be? Despite everything she really did. Don't worry about it. She tried to pull her hand away, but Matt wouldn't let go. You were about to say something before we were interrupted. It was an answer, wasn't it? Tell me. I'll give you 2 months. The smile he bathed her in was worth her acquiescence. You won't regret it. He took a sip of his coffee, a thoughtful look crossing over his face. What was it like when you found out? At first I was shocked, but then scared. Of what? Going through this alone. Of complications, since I wasn't meant to be able to conceive. The changes my body would go through, but soon fascination overtook the fear. Matt nodded, saying nothing more. Hannah supposed there wasn't much he could say. Shall we leave? Oh. Ah, right. Shall we leave? After you. Matt held out a hand, which she took as she stood. The cafe spun sharply. Her vision blurred. Everything turned black. ... So she said before, like, oh, in her inner monologue at least, she said before, like, oh, I can't trust him. How can I trust him? And then she's opening up and telling him all about her like fears she's had regarding this pregnancy, and like she's just sharing so much for somebody that allegedly doesn't trust him. Like this really feels like something an emotionally unhealthy woman such as herself should be beating herself up over. Like, I've been too open. Ah, I'm too emotionally available. Rats. Dang it. Okay, Matt's point of view now. Kind of obviously. Matt reacted like lightning. Hannah! He shouted as he caught her. Her lifeless body spiked fear through him, as if he was being impaled. Imagine if she died right here, right now, of nothing. That would be so crazy. That'd be so crazy for chapter 7 of this book. We're like a third of the way through, maybe. And the main character, just dies. Just dies. Eternal seconds stretched while his brain caught up, and he thought to lower her to the floor on her side. Her eyes fluttered open and she looked around, clearly disoriented. I actually don't know what you're supposed to do in the event that somebody faints. I actually don't know what you're supposed to do other than, like, catch them. Huh. Seems like a useful first aid thing to know. Should probably look into that. Without another word, he scooped her up, taking her to his car, which he raced through the streets of the office of the doctor they were about to see. Matt burst through the door with Hannah still in his arms. She was more alert now, more complaining about him carrying her around, but he tuned her out. He had never in his life felt fear like this. She would be seen to immediately. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do streets on my own, because it very obviously does not want to load. Wow, it doesn't even want to let me back on the menu. It just minimized itself. What is it doing? It is crashing, I think. Quite possibly. I do believe it is crashing. I think perhaps. I don't know. I'll close it. Yeah, close the program. Holy moly. That is... Oh boy, that is bad. Yeah. Man. Okay. I'll just finish this little segment. And then I think what I'll do is I wanna no, actually no. No. We can savor the book. We can savor it. We can keep it cooking low and slow. And in the meantime, it's been like almost 3.5 hours of me just hanging out in the Tarkov. And I think there's a decent chance that if I just stop streaming, then streets will load. I could do that. And that sounds like a good idea to me. So, hashtag see you next time. This has been Markiplier. It hasn't. I was trying to remember who even says this has been, and then I realized it's not Markiplier. So the more you know, the more you know.